When asked about Governor Gavin Newsom's first year in office, the president and CEO of the California Chamber of Commerce had this to say. The real test will come when the economy tanks and more crises and natural disasters happen. Newsom has made efforts to boost emergency preparedness here with a campaign he calls Listos California, Listos here meaning ready in Spanish. Late last summer, he awarded $50 million worth of local disaster resilience grants. Some of that money went to San Bernardino County. Our Ariel Wessler traveled there to see how the funding is being spent.
At the Mexican consulate in San Bernardino, several people are waiting for their names to be called. While they wait, a neighborhood nonprofit called El Sol is using the opportunity to give a presentation on emergency preparedness.
Our goal in San Bernardino County is to reach 210,000 of our most vulnerable community members. So this includes children, seniors, people with disabilities, people that are living in long-term care facilities.
And especially those who don't speak English. More than half the county is Hispanic or Latino.
So we have a few examples of the first aid kits.
Amelia Gasca is the program manager for El Sol, a community-based organization that's been running educational outreach programs since 1991.
Whether it's about, children or seniors, English or nutrition, we're always, big on educating our community.
They recently received about $2 million from the state to do community outreach about the importance of preparing for natural disasters.
There's a lot of people that come in through here, so we really want to have somebody that's here all the time.
They also plan to use the money to hire 12 more community health workers who will look to raise awareness throughout the county, including someone who will be at the consulate daily. It's a bottom-up approach the governor hopes will help those often left to fend for themselves.
A lot of people that don't have Social Securities, of course, don't want to reach the Red Cross or any of those big agencies because they're afraid that they're going to be turned into ICE.
And in many cases, there isn't just a language barrier, there's also a cultural one. In Mexico, where building construction isn't as reliable, emergency responders recommend running outside during an earthquake. Here in California,
drop and cover and hold. That's what you do, and not just run outside. So I think it has been a learning experience.
There was a lot of Pacific Islanders that were unaware of the fires of the shelters up north, and so they were kind of going to the beaches or they were going to areas where they felt they were going to be safe.
Missouri Martinez is one of the workers on the team. She was handing out a basic checklist of items to put in an emergency backpack and a plastic bag to secure important documents, things like passports and birth certificates.
I'm always thinking water, batteries, candles, and all that, but this helped a lot too.
Ethnicity, race, language.
The team members also take note of demographic information so they can keep track of who they're reaching. They encourage people to join their local community emergency response team, or CERT.
In case of an emergency, if there's one firefighter for every 30,000 community members, we can't rely on that one firefighter.
A statewide grassroots campaign, ensuring everyone has access to life-saving information.
And Ariel joins us now in studio. So fascinating to think about cultural differences in a natural disaster. I never would have thought about that.
I didn't either. Just that whole idea of, just go outside. That's the safest thing to do. And then, here it's, no, stay inside first. That's the first thing you should do.
Context, absolutely key. So this group El Sol, how many people were they able to interact with when you were there?
So while I was there, they got about 60, an audience of about 60, but they've been to a dozen other community events. And the real idea here is that no one knows the community like the people in the community. Yeah. So I think this whole grassroots approach is to get them as a community organization to partner with other community organizations, and then they're looking to reach, again, 210,000 people in the next year.
And fact check on this, I believe it's of this 50 million pot, about 20 million goes to these types of organizations in 24 counties?
Exactly, yes, which is about 40% of the state, the most vulnerable people, and then you've got the other 30 million that goes to CERT, the CERT program, which is through FEMA, and then AmeriCorps and some of these other fire councils, other disaster relief.
Great. Ariel, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And coming up,